3.
All engagement.
1600 metres the trip, and they're racing. The Adiyaat from the inside commenced reasonably well. Mears is being hard-ridden from out wide, and Beachcomber is driving forward. Out deep on the track, Hidden Journey is going to be right there, and Dafk is going to settle a lot closer tonight. Going forward now is Maseed. They will follow just off them then by Wonder of Dubai. Moving up on the outside, a New Discovery in Pradesh. Street of Dreams has drifted a long way back as third from last. They were followed by Igloo, and back at the tail is James Ian. They run their way down the back by the 1200 metres, 24.64 for the first 400 metres of the race. Beachcomber settles in the lead. Going up to second is Hidden Journey. They will follow Park 3 wide by Mears. Next of all is just off them there, Maseed. Over on the inside, next of all is Dafk, followed by Wonder of Dubai. Over on the inside is the Adiyaat as they come off the back. Then came next of all Pradesh, and now Street of Dreams is around the outside, beginning to pick up some ground. They will follow next of all by New Discovery, Igloo. A gap away in the field, the Adiyaat has now dropped out of it, and back at the tail is James Ian. They come to the top of the straight, 500 metres to go at the top of the lane. Mears moves up on the outside of Beachcomber, trying to lift to its inside, and they're broken away about 3 lengths to Maseed, coming to the outside, running on, followed by Street of Dream, who's made up good ground down the outer. They were followed back and behind them by Pradesh. They go to the final 250, and Maseed has moved up on the outside. It collared Beachcomber, running on his Street of Dreams down the outside, closing in. Dafk isn't too far away. Maseed in front. Dafk and Street of Dreams are coming at it. Dafk getting into its gear late. Maseed just in front. Dafk coming at Maseed, but Maseed a 1.5 on Dafk. Close up on the outside, Street of Dreams. They were followed by Beachcomber. A gap away in the field then to Mears, followed by Pradesh. Next to come across the line was Hidden Journey. They were followed by New Discovery, Wonder of Dubai. Then came the Adiyaat, a gap off to Igloo, and back at the tail of proceedings as they pulled up quickly was James Ian. So we stand by for details here. Now the other one, Murrayfield, that we were missing in the run, has been pulled up shortly after the start. And just looking over at the start, it has gone a couple of 100 metres, but the saddle has slipped back badly. So John Egan obviously pulled Murrayfield out of the race after the initial stages of the event. So the win will go the way of Maseed for Richard Mullen, holding off Dafk, who settled a lot closer tonight than what it did at the first meeting. Has still finished off very strongly, and certainly as a horse.
New yard, change of scenery has obviously worked, and he's finally got his win off a mark of 80. And so, yeah, I'm not concerned about the Satish Seamar yard at all. They may have had a slow start, but they're going to have plenty of winners. They've got some lovely horses in the yard, but all the same, they'll be relieved because I know they do feel the pressure, as any yard does.
Yeah, indeed. I know they were actually gutted that this horse could only make first reserve here 2 weeks ago in what would have been a weaker maiden that he would have won, but all's well that ends well. I'd say he's probably run to around 80 as well, bearing in mind Dafka and Street of Dreams, the way that they respectively shaped on their first start and indeed here. So Street of Dreams, if you're going to be take the positives out of his run, John, I mean, you're always disappointed when a favourite's beaten, but he did get a little way back, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I mean, both Street of Dreams and Dafka ran on well in the closing stages. It was just the fact that Maseed had that first run on them. I think as well, I think Maseed probably benefited from an honest gallop set by his stablemate Beachcomber. I'm sure it wasn't planned as such, but it has worked out very well for Maseed.
Indeed, yeah. He was doing nothing quickly for a long way. It actually looked as though he was going to drop away, but he eventually stuck. Somebody threw something at the horse there. I just didn't quite pick that up. I think one of the kids threw something which we don't want to see. Well and good them getting overexcited, but we don't want to take it to those lengths. Thankfully, Maseed took it all very much in his stride. Richie Mullen casting a rather wary glance over in the direction of where said children currently are.
In Hong Kong, children aren't allowed on race courses until they're 18.
Really?
Which is never something I've supported, because I think you've got to get youth into racing. But that sort of activity might mean we have to say more here for too long.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe the jockeys could do well to stop throwing them the goggles, full stop, and then we wouldn't have the begging all the time. But anyway, let's take nothing away from what we've just seen in race 3. That is Mazid getting off the mark, beating Dafka by 3/4 of a length, who for a 2-year-old did belie that inexperience, Laura, and ran a perfectly creditable race.
Yeah, he'll win races, won't he? As we said, the first of the 3 or 4 have got a bit of promise, and he's still learning, isn't he? Again, that was a more sort of straightforward performance for sure than what we saw last time. Yeah, I think there's a lot to like about that. I don't know, I'm trying to think whether this fellow's going to go on and build on this and progress. It can be they take a while to win their maidens, and then they do go on and really impress. I'm not so sure with him.
No, exactly. At least the handicapper won't be able to do too much with his official rating of 80. I think that'll pretty much stay the same. Street of Dreams could probably have done with running in that 2,000 metre Lane maiden tomorrow.
Yeah, which isn't particularly strong. There's one horse in there, I think, rated 84. But I don't know, the prize money at Alain's very, very good, but the prize money here really makes you want to put your horses in for maidens here, doesn't it? It's absolutely outstanding. He'll win a race, surely. Street of Dreams. He ranged up again like he was going to get there. And the winner showed a great deal of tenacity to keep going, which was good to see. And nice that, you know, for Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa to have another winner here with a different yard. He's been a big supporter of Satish's over the last few years, and they've been rewarded.
Yeah, indeed they have. And I think we were slightly amused that this would have been the sort of rating the race around, if you like. Here is the trophy presentation then. Satish Seemar saddling just his 2nd winner of the season on the back of Circle Dream, of course, winning at the opening meeting here at Meydan. Satish Seemar, plenty more ammunition to fire, and as Laura quite rightly pointed out, they won't necessarily want to be firing on all cylinders just yet, and they'll have plenty more maidens to run. There's been more trials this week in which Satish Seemar has been well represented, and I'm sure they'll have plenty of options throughout the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks. But the winning trainer Satish Seemar, I'm pleased to say, is now talking to Laura.
Yeah, he is indeed. And Satish, you were pleased with that? You were, you know, heartened by the way he did it?
Very pleased, and since I've had this horse, I've always, in the beginning, I wasn't sure, because he's kind of very different than what he looks today. And I was even telling the connections that this horse is very different as far as the conformation and the developed, and he's a late developer. And we gave him a lot of patience and trained him as he liked it. And today we did come bullish on him, and I'm so happy that he won. Beachcomber, another horse I love. He's a very handsome-looking horse. I think you'll see him soon in the winner's circle.
And you've got quite a few exciting new ones, haven't you, in your yard that perhaps we haven't even seen yet?
Yes, best still have to come. So, unfortunately, the beginning of the season, I mean, of course, my staff worries, everybody worries, but I'm okay, because realistically, not every year, one trainer or two trainers, the program doesn't suit them at a certain point of the season. And so that's what happened to us. The program didn't suit us, and our horses weren't qualified for that, or they weren't ready for that particular race. So nothing to worry. We still got some very good talent to come.
Yeah, you do indeed. And you've got some nice ones in the next race, Sharp Defence and also Speedy Move.
Yes, Speedy Move already proven a bit, and Little Horse. Sharp Defence, we'll see how he is. I mean, he's kind of, for my liking, look, he's a very good for dirt and done very well in training. But a lot of times when they come this close to the season, I'm always a little hesitant to be bullish on them, because they do require a little bit of acclimatization. And so whatever he does, he'll be better next time. Yeah.
Really good to speak to you. Well done. And who knows, might be more to come.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Yeah, good to hear from Satish Seemar, who's saddled Mazid to victory in our second maiden of the evening, our third race. Race number 4 is up next, and Halal Al-Alawi saddles at Rothenburg. We heard about him earlier on, but perhaps you don't know a great deal about how Halal Al-Alawi started off training here in the UAE.